I'm Michael Parkinson, producer of the Billy Fury Dance Show, which is going to be on at the Shaw Theatre in London for 14 performances in April 2016. Here is Cora Vanaman, who is going to be the director of the show. Cora, you applied to take part in my first Billy Fury show at the Nottingham Arts Theatre in 2010. What are your recollections of that?
Well, I read about it in the newspaper, and I remember just doing as much research into Billy Fury as I could. I watched I've Got a Horse with my dad and listened to all his music and researched his life, and then went along to the audition and talked to the director about everything I'd learnt and did the audition and the dance and went from there.
Yes, Maggie Andrew was the director of that show, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
And I understand that you choreographed quite a few routines.
I did. I choreographed 3. I did Gonna Type a Letter, In My Room and Forget Him. So quite a variety of songs.
So when we first put that show on, it was touch and go whether we'd sell enough tickets to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But the sales were fantastic.
Yeah.
We had to put an extra night on, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I was dead pleased. Cora, what was your reaction of the young people dancing to Billy Fury songs in that show?
I think it was a really exciting thing because it's so nice to get a younger generation bringing their ideas to this music, and also I know myself and a lot of the other girls just suddenly found ourselves really enjoying this music, which we'd never really known before, and we're singing it around our house and knew all the words to the songs, and it was really nice that we could be sort of educated in this style of music.
Yeah, what I liked was the fact that Billy Fury was popular in the 1960s, and here were young people. I think some of them were only about 6 years old, weren't they, in that show? To about 18 years old. And they're all so keen to be dancing to those Billy Fury songs.
Yeah.
And I was pleased because I'd seen that there was a possibility of putting choreographed dance routines to his songs and backings, which I think really worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was nice for us as young people to be able to explore our creativity in this music.
Yeah. Now something else that happened was that an idea of the director was to get the youngsters in the show to write to Billy Fury's mother and say, will you come down to our show? She lives in Liverpool.
Yes.
And in response to the letter that Maggie organised, and I think everybody signed it, didn't they?
Yeah, we did.
She came down, Mags Cummings brought her down from Liverpool, and she attended the show, and she loved it, didn't she?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing that she could get down there to see us, and to see what us as young people can do with her son's amazing music.
Yeah,
it was really quite exciting.
Yeah, whether she'll be able to come down to the Shaw Theatre in London, I don't know.
Well, it's quite a trek, but hopefully, I'd love her to be able to see.
Yeah, she'll be 94 by then.
Gosh,
she might even be 94 now. You performed in another Billy Fury show at the Mansfield Palace Theatre in 2011, with I think your dance school. What was it called?
The Christine March School of Dance.
Right. And you choreographed many routines. How did that go?
That was interesting because obviously in my head I still had the choreography from the previous show and I had new songs to explore, but I had to sort of get those out of my head so that I could come up with new ideas and, create new choreography, which is quite fun to see what else you can come up with from the same things.
Yes, and after that show at Mansfield, I put the same or similar show on at Lytham St Anne's near Blackpool, and then the biggest show of the Billy Fury shows I did was at the Floral Pavilion at New Brighton, which is across the Mersey where Billy Fury had worked on a tugboat. And there were 115 dancers and 3 narrators in that show. Billy Fury's mother came along, Jean Wycherley I should say, and she led an encore of Halfway to Paradise. Now she spoke a few words to the audience, I spoke a few words to the audience, and I sat down on the seat on the front row. I expected Jean to sit down at the side of me. She didn't. She carried on standing up, and then she snatched the microphone from me, and she led this encore and sang Halfway to Paradise. To a standing ovation. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I watched the DVD and it was amazing to see. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was. You did the musical theatre course at Mount View Academy. I have asked you to direct this Billy Fury dance show at the Shore Theatre. What sort of performers will be involved?
Well, I'd like to think sort of quite versatile performers. I'd like to be able to involve some different styles. Obviously rock and roll is going to be in there because it just goes with this song so well, but I'd like to think that we can explore some other styles as well to sort of bring, you know, our, as young people, our own vision to his songs. So
yeah. Well, in the other shows there are mostly young amateur dancers.
Yes.
You're going to be having professional dancers.
Yes.
And you've got the task of selecting the dancers and training them, cajoling them to do what you want to do. What sort of a challenge is that?
It's going to be a very tough challenge, but then on the other hand, it's going to be made a lot easier because obviously these dancers will have gone through years of extensive training. They'll be professional, they'll be focused. It'll be, you know, easy for us to just keep on track and come up with something exciting.
Are you going to choreograph all the routines yourself? Or are you going to get some of the dancers in the show to choreograph some of the routines?
Well, I think I'm going to go into the rehearsals with a pretty good idea of how it's going to work and have sort of choreographed it in my head. But when you're working with different people, you know, you get ideas from them, you know, they have their input and you create something that works for them as well as you.
Right. If any dancers are watching this now on YouTube and they want to be involved in this show, I add they must be resident in London.
Yes.
How will they contact you?
Well, if they just send their CV and show reel to my email address,
Which is?
Cora Vanaman, all lowercase, at ntlworld.com.
So that's Cora Vanaman at ntlworld.com.
That's right.
Good. Without giving too much away, what do you propose adding to the show?
Well, obviously the Billy Fury show is going to attract hopefully a lot of Billy Fury fans, but I'd also like to think that people who maybe haven't heard of Billy Fury but are interested in seeing a dance show would be interested in coming as well, so they can come to watch the dancers dance, but then also, you know, hopefully learn that they enjoy Billy Fury's music as well.
Yeah, so that's the point I want to get across to people. There's not just going to be a show which appeals to ardent fans of Billy Fury, important though they are.
Yeah.
It's going to be a basic dance show which can appeal to anybody.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have ideas about the narrator?
Yes, well, I definitely don't want the narrator to be somebody who's just talking at the audience and spurting out all these facts about Billy Fury. I'd like the narrator to be sort of more interactive and build up a relationship with the audience.
Yeah, I think that's good. Thank you very much indeed for that, Cora. And I'm sure that people having watched that will say, hey, let's whip down to London, let's have a look at that show.
Well, I hope so.
and it's brilliant for anyone coming from the north particularly, because they get off the train at Euston or St Pancras or King's Cross, and it's like a 2, 3, 4 minute walk to the Shore Theatre.
Yeah, just down the road.
Yeah, and I think there are many people that like the idea of going to London for a show, but they don't want to get involved in going on tubes and buses and getting lost in the West End, etc.
Yeah.
So it's just round the corner from St Pancras Station,
That's right.
past the British Library, and then the Shore Theatre is a beautiful 446-seater theatre, and it's within the confines of the St Pancras Pullman Hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It is lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.